Welcome to the Ravens Tier Dojo. I'll be doing a quick tour of the facility for the upcoming Dojo decorating competition. Unfortunately, we didn't finish everything we had planned to in time, but we'll take a look and see what we have here. This is called the Hall of Masters. We've decorated this as our entrance room and a few other basic essentials. Some seating areas and a glitched... there should be an Excalibur attached to those. Oh well. Got nice trees. One of our treasury access points. This is our clan's little, whatever that altar thing is. And here's the trade. Alright, see, this one displays properly. I don't know. But, moving along, we have some cargo containers just for storage on the sides here. And for important business, we do have a little office built in here. I put this together myself, chair included. Let's get over to the main attraction here. This up here. This was built forever ago by the original 3 members, and we've just kind of updated it with some of the newer furniture. I added the trees here for the decorations, and then also we have a little drum circle. Now, branching off of this room, we have the 5 halls, 5 more rooms that are each called, each given to one of the leaders of the clan. They call it the Hall of Masters for that reason. This room here is mine. And when they upped the count for how many items we could put in a room, I decided that I wanted trees. So I got many, many trees. But in addition to that, I've also built a little hidden meditation spot here behind this giant lightning bolt. And something else that's pretty unique. Up here in the rafters, I've built a personal lounge that looks over my room. From here, we'll move on to the next one. Next up, we have Requiem Sage. And he built his a little bit more traditionally, with a lot of... Where did he put it? Hang on. He also... Here we go. Built this centerpiece here where he has the medallions for each of the 4 syndicates that he works with around the yin-yang here. Put up some rock walls to hide the unused doors, some of the new plants. Actually, this tree looks pretty good. Moving on along, we also have Mango Sniper on this side. His room is, well, we put a warning outside of his room. I don't know how he did that. It looks like a mango in here. Just the colors are very impressive, and he managed to break everything else. Like up here, this is one of those hull breach repair panels that he's managed to breach the hull with, as you can see from the air leak. I mean, I think grass does this everywhere, right? That's not just in our dojo. Okay, that's good. That's normal. Those are not built on purpose. Apparently he caught things on fire out here too. I don't know. Those Corpus batteries are apparently not supposed to be exposed to water. And this is how many pieces of steam can I place to make a waterfall before waterfalls exist? The answer is no, you can't do that. Now we do also have, in this room I forgot to mention, we do have a storage closet that we use right here. And the storage closet has all of our holiday decorations in them, so that we don't have to rebuild them. We can just take them out and put them on display again. Over here, We had a 5th master at one point, but looks like we've actually gotten some decorations in here since. Nice. Anyway, this was empty, so room for rent. Now, moving on, we do have the Suicidal Giraffe's room. He's in charge of the clan. And yeah, let's see if I can get some good views in. Also, behind that, one of our previous members, who's left to create her own clan, built a Zen garden behind his room. And she did a really good job on it, too. So here is Pete's Zen garden, which has floating lanterns. The sideways koi pond I thought was a really cool touch. Now this concludes our tour of the Hall of Masters. So, next we'll move right on along. We're going to take the... actually, yeah, this is cool. Got the signs around the map here. This one says that Operations Center is the upper levels there. To the left, we're going to take the elevator up that way. Now, this is one of the sections that I mentioned is not finished yet, unfortunately. We do have an R&D proving grounds up here, where we test out some of the crazy things that our clan has built. Unfortunately, it's really not done. The only thing that is done is this Grenier attack drone thing that I built, because I could. I built that when all the new Dojo furniture came out, because it seemed pretty cool. And hopefully we'll put some more decorations in here at some point, build it up like an actual garage. That is going to have to be in time for the next competition. For now, here we have our Hall of Victory, which, you know, I'm just going to go and do a tour of it this way. As you can see, we have a Loki statue with a bit of fire in one hand, lightning in the other. Got one of the hearts coming out of there. Here is the gold reward for the ambulance event that we did. Well, each of our biggest trophies are down here. We also have one of each of the 6 syndicate medallions around here. As for the upper floor, there's still some space for decorations to go in here. We also have one of each of the fishing trophies. And a few little quiet areas for reflection. The shelves here are not yet filled. We're going to be placing some of the decorations that can be purchased from Anko on those when we do get them. Another little bench here. And now... on either side of this hall, actually on all 3 of the exits, we have little art galleries of each of the different Ayatan sculptures. Down on this side, we also have our training centers. This is still a work in progress. Over here is our standard arena, which we've managed to find all kinds of exciting ways to glitch. And oh yeah, I built a ramp because I was tired of using the stairs. Now on the other side... oh, yep. One of each of the statues again. Well... here's the original obstacle course. And then over here, we have our observatory, which is really like our command center. A little bit of storage and equipment on the sides here. Clem came by for a visit. Wanted to make sure that we remembered he'd been here. He still hasn't cleaned that up. Now, if we're done with the observatory, let's head on downstairs. We'll go back to the Hall of Masters. And from here, we will take the elevator down to the lower levels. Here we are on Tier 1, Research and Trade. Right over here will be our Trade Hall, where we have our forklift over here to move all the different supplies. As you can see, again, this is a custom construction by me using the different Grenier components. And we have a number of shelves over here to hold all of our different trade goods. Meanwhile, here's another treasury and trade center. And we have this catwalk up here to go to the office overseeing this, which is where the teleporter leads us to as well. Now, if we continue the tour down this way, on the left here, we have our Hall of Remembrance, is what we used to call it. Now we call it the Crypt. In the Crypt, we've built a small cave that we placed little altars to remember members of the clan who have left. And we kind of themed it like a grave, which I thought was pretty neat. And up here, we have a great little spot to sit and reflect in front of this altar. As you can see, here's the cave. Now, as an added little secret, I've also built in something for fun. Here we have our very own Stargate. Up here on the left, we have the energy lab with all the Corpus tech in here. And since I've had to explain this to people several times now, all beverages must have lids. I'm not replacing these wires again. This was a lot of work. So, over here everything looks good. No drinks, unattended. Here's the engineering lab's teleporter. And then over here is the Tenno lab. Which, I wonder if I have anything that I should be donating to that. I do. Super responsible of me. Excellent. Now, actually, as we see here, Hall of Remembrance to the left, Energy Lab straight ahead, Tenno Lab and Armory to the side. Let's just skip on to the other side here. On the exact opposite side of the hall are the Biochem Labs, which, as you can see, we just came straight down that hall to get here. Now, we have over here is the Grenier Lab. We didn't do a whole lot in here. We just replaced some of the pillars, added a few minor details to just spruce it up a bit. Then this is the Infested Lab. And we figured, you know, if you hadn't noticed, every other time that anyone does any sort of study on the infestation, it breaks out. There's an entire infested derelict. The first time we meet the infested, it's because the Grenier screwed up and released them. Alan V's experiments went so well, he infected himself. So we've added this decontamination chamber here. We've put some additional armored plating surrounding this hall. And on top of that, we put everything on cold storage. We figured if it's frozen and under quarantine, then we'll be fine. Besides, I mean, all Tenno must wash hands before returning to work, so should be good. Now, We also have the boiler room, which is something that I personally built. As you can see, it's just a little space down under here with heavy machinery to keep our facility running. Outside of that, let's go back to the trade hall here. Now, directly down the center from here is something new. We've been redecorating this, and we're calling this Raven Hall. As you can see, we have this giant raven statue here, and in honor of the clan's name, there is a single tear placed here on the eye. Representing the clan as best we could with a statue. Here we have the Oracle Room, which just, you know, it still exists. It is a place. Outside of that, let's head downstairs now. The last floor to the facility is our reactor control room, which is right this way. This is Tier 0 reactor control. Prolonged exposure to void fission reactors may cause hallucinations, sterility, or quantum uncertainty, so stay down here at your own risk. And, you know, we've got these terminals here so that we can access, reset systems, whatnot, you know. They're just, you know, they're giant breaker boxes down here in case any sort of malfunctions go wrong, which is no big deal. And then we do have a teleporter down here as well, just to make it easier to get down here in case of an emergency. So, that concludes the tour of the reactor control room. Now, one other thing you might have noticed is there's this hallway over here that's just temporarily, you know, off limits. This whole section here, this was part of the asteroid that the dojo was built into. It was sort of a scaffolding for the station, and we haven't really been back here since the station was built. Actually, I wonder why these systems are even still here. Let's see if that doesn't look right. What is this? Oh. It looks like the Ravens Tier Dojo dug something up. This looks like a piece of Lua that crashed into the asteroid here. This Orokin lab must have been here since before the war. And that concludes our presentation here. This is the Ravens Tier Dojo. Hopefully you had fun checking it out. And be sure, if there's a competition or vote or whatever, vote for us.